What is up, guys? It is AJ from MMA Experts, and we are talking about the fight between Michael Chiesa and Neil Magny. What a performance by Michael Chiesa. Dominant, wins 49-46 on all three judges' scorecards. Honestly, I could have seen it 50-45. Positionally dominant on the ground. His takedowns and trips look good. His control in the clinch against the cage was very good, and when he got on top, it was extremely difficult for Neil Magny to scramble and get back to his feet. I mean, he was able to do it a couple times, but he'd get right back down. And even on the feet, Michael Chiesa was landing fairly good strikes, making it competitive, making it gritty. I was super impressed by him from start to finish. Dominant round one, dominant round two, a fairly close and competitive round three, but I still think it led towards Michael Chiesa. And then 4 and 5, more of the same. Michael Chiesa put on, I would say, his best performance to date in this UFC welterweight division. He's now beaten Rafael dos Anjos and Neil Magny back to back. Two very high-level fighters, especially at welterweight. I mean, Dos Anjos was near the top of the division, fought for the interim title. And then Neil Magny, a guy who's won 5 fights in a calendar year, was on a pretty good win streak at one point, and now win for Michael Chiesa. Where does he go from here now? Because Michael Chiesa just got the biggest win ever. He then calls out Colby Covington.
Your election is over, Colby Covington. Your schmick is done. I want you next, boy!
I don't know for sure if the UFC will make that fight. I would like to see the Masvidal-Covington fight. The beef there, the bad blood is something that could definitely sell, and that's a pay-per-view fight. But I also have an idea for Michael Chiesa outside of Covington, because I would be willing to watch the Covington fight if the UFC decided to do it. How about we do Colby Covington, or rather not Colby Covington, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Michael Chiesa is an intriguing fight. You have the karate style versus the dominant grappler with very heavy top control. Chiesa also looks huge at 170 pounds. It blows my mind that he was a 155er at one point. I think at 170, this is the best Michael Chiesa we are going to see. He did call out Covington, and he also mentioned in the press conference that Covington would be a very difficult fight for him. I don't know if he gets that matchup, though. And I think Wonderboy Thompson is a very realistic matchup that could happen next. Wonderboy coming off the epic win over Geoff Neal. Before that, beat Vicente Luque. I like that matchup. A third possibility matchup would maybe be Damian Maia, but I think a lot less likely. I personally would not want to see that fight. But maybe. They are close in the rankings. But my first pick would be Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Second option would be the Colby Covington fight, personally for me. And maybe a last option would then be somebody like a Damian Maia. Now, for Neil Magny, who takes a disappointing loss but shows a ton of heart, as always. I mean, Neil Magny does not quit. He fought until the end. He tried his best. But the grappling difference was too substantial. Too much pressure, too much control, and too much threat, really, on the ground for Neil Magny. I think you could do Neil Magny versus Geoff Neal. That fight was scheduled, never happened. Both of them coming off of pretty tough defeats. But that matchup is actually very good for Neil. Most likely going to be a striking match. Neil is a very good kickboxer. Magny, good rangy kickboxer as well. Decent on the ground too. I mean, he is a very solid grappler. He just fought a much superior grappler here. But possibilities for a lot of fun matchups coming up. Epic performance from Michael Chiesa. I am very impressed by him. UFC Fight Island 8 was a good card, and I really enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, the full fight breakdown and what is next. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Follow my social media, Instagram, Twitter, and I'll see you all in the next one.